Vasyl Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez is a bout fight fans around the world are clamoring for. Two fighters who have dominated their opposition and are meeting at the height of their careers, but the question is, who wins? I will be giving my analysis of each fighter and my prediction of who wins in this potential modern classic. Starting with their age and records, Lomachenko is 32 years old with a record of 15 fights, 14 wins, 10 coming by way of knockout and 1 loss. However, that loss was a very controversial split decision to Orlando Salido. Teofimo Lopez on the other hand is undefeated at the age of 23 with a record of 15 fights, 15 wins and 12 knockouts. Both fighters come in with 15 fights in their professional record, but Lomachenko has an outstanding amateur record of 396 wins with 1 loss, winning 2 Olympic gold medals, 2 gold medals at the Amateur World Championships and 1 silver medal. Lopez would qualify for the 2016 Olympic Games, where will be controversially eliminated by eventual silver medalist Sofiane Oumarha. There is no doubt both fighters are extremely talented, but Lopez has one huge advantage: his size. Lopez is 5 foot 8 inches tall with a 68.5 inch reach, while Lomachenko is 5 foot 7 inches tall with a 65.5 inch reach. However, Lomachenko is no stranger to fighting bigger men, having fought Jorge Linares in 2018, stopping him in the 10th round, who stands at almost the exact same height of Lopez with a 1 inch longer reach. But in saying that, Linares would catch Lomachenko off balance, sending him to the canvas for the first time in his career. So other than his size, what are Lopez's main strengths? Lopez is explosive, throwing powerful punches seemingly out of nowhere while also maintaining great defensive movement. He also uses to great effect his shoulder roll whilst putting weight on his rear foot to simultaneously load up that right hand to unload on any fighters who get close. Lopez is great offensively too. He possesses power in each hand and can unload unrelenting combinations like the one that ended Comey's night prematurely in their bout. But what about Lomachenko? Lomachenko might be the most complete fighter we have seen in years. His footwork, ring IQ, combinations, gas tank and speed are a sight to behold. He doesn't just beat the best fighters in the world, he makes them quit. Rigondeaux and Nicholas Walters are the most high profile of these victims. Lomachenko also dictates pace like no other. Every fight he is in, he's able to control where the fight takes place, when he wants to engage, and when he wants to rest. Part of the reason this is so important in regards to this fight is that Lopez fights best when he's able to manipulate the engagements of the fight, whether he is pulling his rear shoulder back in preparation for a big counter right hand, or when he wants to throw ruthless power punches. Lopez, if he wants any chance of winning, will have to try and push the pace in his favour against one of the best pace setters we have ever seen in boxing. Furthermore, offense is Lomachenko's greatest defense. Loma has the ability to stand directly in front of his opponents, then due to his slick sidesteps or pivots, his readjustment of his balance and position, it makes it incredibly hard to land clean on him. On top of this, one of Lomachenko's biggest advantages is that Lopez tends to drop down on his rear side to defend or to load up on right hands. The reason this is in Lomachenko's favour is because he is a southpaw. Rotating towards the lead hand of an orthodox fighter as a southpaw is rule 1. This constant rotation will make it harder for Lopez to land a big right hand on Loma, especially because Loma is a specialist at creating space with short steps. The other reason this is a big advantage is that fighters who are specialists at putting weight on their rear foot while defending tend to be eaten alive by Loma's movements. Take for example Rigondeaux. Even though Rigondeaux is much smaller than Lopez as well as smaller than Loma, he is a defensive wizard who used the rear foot as his secret weapon at slipping, weaving and creating space. Loma completely nullified this by his constant pivoting and steps around, as rear foot heavy defense works incredibly well against fighters who are conventional or come straight forward. It loses a lot of its potency against fighters like Loma who create and fire off different angles. Lopez doesn't necessarily defend like Rigondeaux, however he still tends to put his weight heavily on the back foot while looking for counters, once again heavily favouring Loma. Lastly, the competition each fighter has faced. Lomachenko has beaten great amateur fighters such as Valentino and Albert Salamov, while also facing and beating good level professional fighters such as Miguel Mariaga and Roman Martinez, and also beating highly rated fighters such as Gary Russell Jr., Rigondeaux, Linares, Nicholas Walters and Luke Campbell. Lopez hasn't really faced anyone that level yet. His 2 most dominant wins over Ghanaian Richard Comey and Diego Magdaleno are his most notable. So after all that, who do I think will win? I tend to believe Loma will win by unanimous decision. Even though Teofimo Lopez has the power and size advantage, Lomachenko has all the tools needed to win. I see it like this: Loma can win by a tremendous performance, an average performance, or even a close tight affair, but the only possible way Lopez wins is by an extraordinary performance, and I just don't see this Lopez dethroning one of boxing's technical masters. However, I will say this: no matter the result, I am so excited for this fight, and Lopez and Loma taking this fight is beyond great for boxing fans and as a sport. It highlights the slow but continual resurgence in boxing's best fighting each other. So what did you guys think? Leave it in the comments below, subscribe if you liked the video, and see you guys next time. Bye.